Unacademy. Let's crack it.
So, tell me why unethical practices are so prevalent nowadays in every sector, including health, medical profession. One can see C-section being resorted to on a much greater, in a much greater way, rather than the normal delivery, for obvious reasons. Then medicines, the kind of nexus that has been established between the branded medicines and the doctors, and many such things. Why we have led to this particular thing, and what can be done about it?
Sir, I believe the increasing commercialization and capitalistic tendencies is leading to this trend where profits are taking precedence over the responsibility of the doctors in specific to serve the patients. However, sir, I think with the establishment of the National Medical Commission and the guidelines that they have issued, this trend is being countered. India has about 60% of its beds and 85% of its doctors in the private sector. So, sir, this needs regulation, and the government is taking steps in this regard.
Okay, all right. Now, what do you understand by LAMA?
So, LAMA stands for Leaving Against Medical Advice.
So, why does it happen? Are they not happy with the treatment given at the hospital? Why there is leaving against medical advice?
Sir, as far as I have seen, there can be a couple of reasons for this. Mostly, it could be because the patient is not happy with the surgical intervention recommended by the doctor, and they feel that maybe a non-surgical or a medicinal method would be better. There is also sometimes cost issues, and thirdly, issues with regards to whether they have doctors in some other hospitals that they know of and they wish to transfer. Even if the doctor feels the case is urgent, they prefer transferring to a known doctor.
Okay. Now, what do you understand by soft power, and what India is doing to use this soft power against other countries?
The soft power, as opposed to hard military power, is using our cultural outreach and our movies, our culture, things such as yoga, medical tourism, etc., for a diplomatic outreach to other countries. So, India has been very active in this regard. We have established the International Yoga Day. Recently, the Prime Minister has launched the Heal in India initiative for medical tourism. We promote cultural activities such as Project Mosam with the ASEAN countries. And this is a great prospect for India, being a civilizational power.
Why has India become an ideal destination for medical tourism?
So, for medical tourism, there are many reasons why patients are preferring India. Firstly, we have comparable technologies with the US and Europe, but the cost is about 1/10 to 1/15 of what the Americans and Europeans offer. We have English speaking doctors, which is appealing to foreigners. We also have good promotion through the Heal in India brand, and we have good outcomes and good JCI accredited hospitals across the country.
Okay, thank you, Harichi.
Thank you, sir.
In continuation of what you were discussing,
Sir.
then what are the bottlenecks to further expand medical tourism?
So, firstly, there is and unrightly so, a perception of India as an unhygienic country, and that hinders our outreach. Secondly, sir, the Heal in India brand has been launched recently, but before this, the medical tourism was being advertised or it was being promoted through the Incredible India Tourism Initiative. So, the focus was less, and the JCI accreditation does not match up to the NABH standards, which are our domestic standards. So, we have much more domestic NABH accredited hospitals, that is around 564, as compared to JCI accredited, that is 38. So, if we can increase that, we will expand medical tourism. And the Prime Minister has recently said that this industry earns $6 billion for us, but he wishes to get it to $15 billion.
But what about our niche was Ayurveda and the natural therapy? Why we have not, as far as tourism is, medical tourism is concerned, why we have not been able to make a dent in that area?
So the Ministry of Tourism last year has come out with a national strategy for medical tourism, and they have also included wellness tourism in this, in which Ayush, naturopathy, and wellness tourism is at the center. We are also receiving many wellness tourists from these sectors. However, the outreach is less, and the double-blind studies and research studies published needs to be increased by traditional medicine so that we can better call for patients in these areas also.